Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the San Louis, the Tier 9 French cruiser. The reason we're playing the French cruiser is it's fast track right now on the North American realm, and I wanted to share this game because it's kind of weird. I can't really describe it. I was talking about something else, I wasn't really paying attention, and all of a sudden the game is getting to a point where I'm about to die, and it becomes awesome, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna check it out. It's a pretty standard build: demolition expert, concealment, advanced firing training. Admittedly, I would probably use the defensive fire trait, but as you can see, there's no aircraft carriers. So what can you do, right? You pick it, and then you feel like, I wish I had hydroacoustic because it's more useful with all these destroyers, and there is a lot. 5. So, the French cruisers. I've always been asked, hey, Notser, what do you think of the French cruisers? Well, I think they're very mediocre. They don't have a unique equipment that is actually useful. Yeah, the boost is cool and all, but it doesn't get you into a realm where no other cruiser can match you. You know, it's alright, but you're only 2, 3, 4 knots faster than most cruisers. Well, then their damage output has to be insane, right? They have great range, and this is true. It does feel good at range, but it takes a lot of damage if you just have a little bit of angle, because it's just enough for every single shell to stay in. So either you commit to a perfectly broadside, so everything overpins, but you're perfectly broadside. Spoiler alert, it's very easy to hit a broadside target. Or you start turning and it sticks in the ship. So it's... I enjoy the guns, especially at Tier 9 and Tier 10, because of the rate of fire modules. I especially enjoy that I can do a little bit of damage. But I'm not going to sit here and say, boy, those French cruisers, they're just so much better than everything else. You could basically play a Japanese cruiser, have the same experience with HE. You could play something like the Americans and have not quite the same velocity, but the same basic structure of the ship. So like you're encouraged to do some bow on stuff, but the Americans have so much more armor. It's the torpedo systems are very mediocre. I would rather play Japanese or Germans. This is more like the worst case scenario. One single launcher is just a terrible design when trying to hit targets. You might as well just throw it out there and pray, because that's basically what you're doing. And that's the French in a nutshell with their torpedoes. So, you know, you can be effective, you can have some fun. Is it the best? No. That's just the nature of it. And I was not expecting that shot from the Gneisenau. So the team captured Sea Point, and there's enemy torpedoes incoming. So my goal is avoid the torpedoes. Turn up into them or turn away and avoid them. I was close enough to support, and that is the one thing I do like about the French. They've got great range and pretty good velocity. Not Soviet cruiser good, but it's very easy to use, you know? And that's what I usually try and do. I usually just try and use the guns on cooldown, not stay near max range, stay close enough to support the teammate. That might be a different range than your max range. I know that might be offensive to some of you who watch other people and they encourage you to stay at max range, but that's not how I play the game. I would rather not play World of Warships if I was playing that strategy. I want to stay within contact, that I can give him equipment, you know, consumable usages, and also I can pull Notsers because I'm an idiot. Because islands? What are those? Where do those come from? But thankfully, there are islands blocking most of the enemy that is within range to engage my ship. So this isn't a terrible strat. In fact, it's almost a good strat. Almost. In order to engage the Algerie We have to take out the Algerie. Notser, take it out. I'm just missing every shot, or it's hitting the water right next to him. I'm trying to survive, trying to do damage. Oh. No! Kill him! This might be it. But yeah, the rate of fire is very competitive at this tier. Baltimore. I'm trying to think. Obviously, the Japanese are way behind in rate of fire. Germans, yeah, Germans I think are fair. That's Germans, Americans, French. I'm trying to think. Is the Dmitry Donskoy? Yeah, I think it's there too. Maybe a little worse, but you're right there with everyone. And don't even compare the British cruisers. They're not real cruisers, okay? They're fake. But the team successfully captured B and C. And you would say, well, Notser, this is actually a pretty bad game. You might believe that, but and I'm sorry, it looks hitchy, doesn't it? Hopefully it's better. I have recently installed brand new CPU, did a test. The stream tomorrow or later today is going to be the Japanese destroyer. Not Jared. You're an idiot. No, the Japanese cruiser line. Cruisers. You already did the destroyer line on Wednesday. So we're going to do the Japanese cruiser line for down the line later today on stream. Hopefully you'll enjoy that, and hopefully, it's almost like everyone has forgotten that the Japanese even exist. As weird as that sounds, I always say, what cruiser lines do you like? American, German, Soviet, British. Well, there's the French and the Japanese, and the Japanese are honestly probably the best cruiser line in the game, top to bottom, just general balance. They can do HE, AP, torpedoes, maneuverability. Their range is okay. Their rate of fire is honestly the worst part about it, but we'll look at that. So, you might say, oh, well, not so this isn't very, it's a close game as far as ships. We still got to deal with some destroyers, and that's what I like about the French. They've got good enough velocity that you can consistently hit the target, and the rate of fire is high enough that you can indeed punish. And we tried to punish, friendly took him out, good for the friendly. Continue the onslaught on the enemies, if we can, and just keep up that rate of fire. The French are going to lose the DPS race if they're not firing their guns. You must keep up the fire. Set fires with Demolition Expert. Don't use inertia fuse high explosive, and just play smart. Don't play dumb. There's more than enough people out there that are playing dumb. And we've got 2 fires on the enemy. He should put it out, but maybe he can't. Maybe Star Rider 666 can't put out the fires. Maybe he's just going to take damage and die. And I'm hoping Baltimore, chill out, let me kill him. Friendly Baltimore, I think, just shot at him. He did, and of course he got the kill. Blackwater run. But we did some fire damage there. And the enemies, it's still a close game, Yeah, we've got a 2-base-to-1 advantage, but anything can happen. They got 3 battleships. We have 0. How do you deal with battleships, Notser, in the French? Well, glad you asked. I actively rely on my teammates to spot for me because I can't equip aircraft. The only way you can equip aircraft is if you sub out your speed boost, and then you're just a super generic ship. I don't want to do that. I got every line. That's not what it is. This is the speed boost, even though it's not that good. The speed boost line. So, of course, they see me. I'm running. Try and set fires on the target. Go for the superstructure. We get 6,500, which is good. Gneisenau's on the other flank, and I'm kind of afraid that he's going to shoot at me. I've got that feeling. You ever get that feeling when it's like, you know what? I think he's the one who's done it. And slightly angled Citadel. It's just one of those ships, or one of those ship lines. Perfectly broadside, easy to hit, overpin, slight angle, or bow on, Citadel, all day long. It's just, So I decide, keep the island in between me and the multiple battleships, assist the friendly destroyer taking out the Gneisenau. And it's pretty much that simple. I really do try, more so than probably I did initially playing the game, to locate the potential 2 versus 1. And even if it's someone who's maybe they're not that good or they're low tier, it doesn't really matter as long as we work together. And I just try and key off what my teammate's doing. I don't even need to communicate that we're going after this guy because he was already engaged. I can infer that he's going to continue it. Now, you could get one of those jerks. It's like, oh, he's your problem now. But he is actually firing his gun. He's helping me out. We're taking damage. I think he's got... Ouch! Oh, God, we got to kill him now. Kill him before he gets another shot off. Don't get secondaries on us. Oh, my God. 50,000. What can I say, man? The French, they're just too squishy. They're just too squishy. They just rely on people ignoring your existence. And quite honestly, I don't know anyone who ignores a community contributor's existence. It seems like every single battle, hey Notser, how you doing? It's great to see you. You do great content. I love you, Notser. Well, that's great. You've just announced to everyone that they should pay attention to me. But I love you too. So we got 2 battleships and a destroyer. And they are in the process of trying to capture B, of course. Edinburgh does a good job there. So just gotta be careful. Just gotta be careful. If you've got a great technique, a surefire 70-80% win rate technique for the French, let me know. And please, if it's just stay in the back for the entire game, don't even bother telling me, because that's not acceptable. I'm not going to play the game that way. So, 2 enemies over by B. Friendly high school fleet. Kaze is going after the Benson, potentially. He's got to be careful. Now, what do we know right off the bat, even though I don't see my teammate? Clearly the enemy, or my teammate, and/or they are in smoke. So they're denying line of sight. And by doing that, we can infer that at least the battleship is over by that smoke. The enemy destroyer could be out of it. At this point, it could be that the North Carolina is capturing B. And yeah, there's a destroyer within line of sight of my ship. I wish I could immediately call out, oh, well, hello, he was trying to go one way and he couldn't go that way. Get out of here, Lord Waffen. 2,000. We are behind the island. The enemy can't engage us, or the North Carolina can't engage us. We basically are dead if the North Carolina fires at us. And I'm just trying to make sure my teammate survives. Obviously, I know that there's a North Carolina there, and I'm very afraid of him. I want to try and minimize the time I'm spotted. And of course we lose the friendly destroyer. Now I'm going to come around this island, probably not detect him. But it does look like the Baltimore has used radar. So, real quick, right as I'm going around this island, I'm not detected, but immediately I'm detected. I know that the North Carolina could engage me. He's in that smoke. It's very obvious that's where it is. And oh, we get a good shot on that Benson. We need to kill him as soon as possible and deny line of sight. Oh, of course. It goes short and long. Kill him! Kill him before the North Carolina fires. Oh, he's firing. Oh, my God. Barely misses me. He got a chunk of us. 7,700 of us. But now he's invisible. So, as you're watching this, are you screaming as hard as my chat was? Use hydroacoustic! I totally forgot. You want to use hydroacoustic right there. But we send the torpedo and he missed! Hard to port worked out for us. His back gun missed us completely. We shot him dead. And I like the ending. We played it right. We got rid of the destroyer. We played it wrong. Didn't use hydro, but we played it right again by dodging the shot and sending the torpedoes and firing the AP. We got 4 kills. Confederate, high caliber. Only 77,000 damage done, but we helped the team. 1,876. At least both teams had a lot of losses, so it was at least an enjoyable game to play. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.